The three most important things for this chapter. Number one, Eustace Captain Kidd is confirmed to be alive and well. Well, he's in prison, and I don't know how the Marines were able to just get to Elbaf after Shanks did what he did, and then scoop up Eustace Captain Kidd from deep under the water and his whole crew that got eviscerated by Dorian Broggie. So you have some excellent Marines that just came out of nowhere, some crazy stealth unit, and then SEAL Team 17, and then just grabbed him. So that's impressive. One. Two is Roshio Executioner still in Jaya, where all those folks are laughing at Vegapunk's message. Apparently still there. You thought that he would die after Bellamy did what he did, but I guess not. And yeah, Budge is chilling, watching the whole thing going down, not laughing at all. And three, we find out that the world from long, long ago in a distant land, I, Emu, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil. And apparently, for a century, from 900 to 800 years ago, the world's overall ocean level rose by 200 meters, 656 feet. And that firepower still exists to this day, with the theoretical kingdom of Lulusia. This great war that was happening between Joy Boy and this fantastical nation versus the 20 allied forces, still going on as we speak. The Lord, heavy, real. Oh yeah, Emu. Okay, bro, first of all, let's call a spade a spade. So you're telling me that the kingdoms of yore were the allied forces, and Joy Boy and company were what? The Axis powers? Oda is Japanese through and through. It wouldn't be a Japanese series if there wasn't some Axis power hype here and there. Listen, hey, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. Think! Don't be surprised. Just don't be surprised if Joy Boy had an attack called Rising Sun. I'm just saying, all right? So, that's the first thing. Second thing, Tomorrow Black, really, bro? Really? I mean, it's been, what, like a day and a half since Kid supposedly got look, and then now, yep, opportunity. How? How did word travel? Like, what? What? This is probably, like with Luffy and company, it's probably a play indicating that Kid is alive. Because the assumption was that Luffy had passed away and Tomorrow Black and the boys could operate as Luffy's crew. Well, in reality, they were alive. So, Kid has quote-unquote passed away in his crew. Well, Tomorrow Black, I'm gonna slide on in there, but in the future, Kid, what are you doing?
Please.
The whole point here is that Kid's probably alive. And Tomorrow Black just being there and doing dumb stuff is a hit for that, for sure. Now, this chapter, I think, is better than last chapter. We do spend a lot more time focused on Egghead Island, and so we're not jumping as much. We're jumping for sure, but we're not jumping as much. Setting up Joy Boy and how Joy Boy was defeated. When they mention Joy Boy's defeat, that double panel shot of both the Iron Giant and Zunisha walking slow gives you the vibes like, yo, just let us know when the resurgence is here. We pull up. Yeah, pull on up and grab this global W. So they're waiting for the Monkey Jesus, the Monkey Massive Nika D, to do what he does best. However, right now, the focus on Egghead Island is not Luffy. Stussy gets some time here because right now she has no purpose. And like clockwork, in comes a whole bunch of One Piece fans saying one thing. Like with Bonnie, join the crew, join the crew, join the crew, join the crew, join the crew. They're all going to the Rev. Stussy join the crew is unlikely. The same thing going for Bonnie. There's already a spot reserved for Yama Bro. That's just the facts. Oh my god. No, it's just the facts. Let's keep it a stack. Since what was established in Wano country, that should still matter. Stussy, conflicted, Kaku listening on in. I wonder if that's gonna have any play with Kaku and Stussy. I'm not too sure exactly. Because Lucci should be nearby too. But Vegapunk keeps on yapping. He keeps on yapping. Uh-oh. Gorosei's They can't, listen, they can't mew anymore. They can't mew. They have to act. And so my thought process was maybe Marcus Mars just get fed up and just fire freaking like Bijou Ten Tails blast and like destroy the entire area. No. Ethan. Whoa.
Not bad, kid.
When we see Oimo and Sanji get blasted back and they fall to the ground, and then you have Bonnie trying to kick Ethan, and then you have Kosh from the side. Oimo says, this geezer can cut anything. I was like, whoa. He mule kicks just straight up. Okay, well, I can't do it, but I'm not even gonna try. But he mule kicks when I was younger, maybe. But he mule kicks, Kosh him away, tries to take out Bonnie, cuts the figurehead and like the top flag on the giant, like the longboat, just a single. And okay, that was kind of cool. But then this dude here, oh, the Gandhi wankers, the Ethan enjoyers. Oh my God, this man leaped, maybe galloped, like he was doing a Pegasus thing, an evil version of that. It's hard to tell. But the end result here is the Sky Island clouds and the lab. He did that law pose too. That's right, he dabbed it. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Ethan was nasty in that shot. Cut through the ice in the lab, cut through the sky, the clouds, and the lab. That's nasty. It's a cool, epic as hell panel. And because they're clouds, they just float there. So I was confused in the chapter, wait, where are the Seraphim and where are the CP0 guys falling to? I thought they were falling to like another layer of the lab. No, they're actually falling to the lower stratum because the barrier is now done. So the barrier is still there. Ethan probably can't do this because of the lasers. But the barrier's gone. Okay, here comes the swing and then... So now all these guys that would normally get hit by the laser, no, they're just falling to the lower stratum area. You would think a lot of these CP guys would die. Yeah, you'd think that these guys would probably die at impact. But I guess they'll be fine somehow. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that Zoro, he must have felt that. We see Jinbei carrying Zoro because I guess Zoro...
No idea.
Part of me feels like Zoro felt that. When he cut that, there must have been a... like a spidey sense. Swordsman. Like he must have felt something. Like Enma or Warichimoji, they were shaking, vibrating. What's this? So the Gorosei's best feats are probably not as followed. That attack from Ethan is, I think, his best thing. You have this sort of blast breath sort of attack by Marcus Mars. You have Tom Man Warkri with this hockey Titanic roar ability. Folks may say the tough body thing, it's up to you, I suppose. Then you have Jupiter Sandworm, the sucking power, and then finally you have the Venom Bijou bombs of Saturn. Saturn has Conqueror's Hockey. I'm like, bro, what? Where was this Conqueror Hockey pulse attempt? No attempts on the Straw Hats when they were stalling you? What? Oda's use or lack thereof of Conqueror's Hockey is strange. In a general sense, it's strange. And also keep in mind that when we see Ethan cut that whole section of the stratum, we don't see any Conqueror's Hockey lightning pulse on his sword. But did he use it or not? He must have Conqueror's Hockey since we see Top Man, Saturn, and Marcus Mars, they all have it. So we can safely assume that Jupiter and Ethan have it as well. But no attempts for it at all? Really? I'd like to see more of that, where at least attempt to use Conqueror's Hockey first to see if the opponent is worthy of your time or some of that sort. But either way, the main meat of the chapter, outside of the feats and outside of the good stuff, is the lore. The lore bits were outstanding. The Joy Boy faction, aka the Axis powers versus the Alliance, the Allied forces. Of course, seeing more of the flooded ruins of the old world. Folks did harken back to the Jinbei cover story where we did see Wadatsume throw underwater ruins onto the surface. Finding out more of the flooding where in the world of old, there were way more continents that existed. If you go to a One Piece map now, there are continents there outside of the red line, but they're very sparse and few. But back in the day, when the water levels were 200 meters less, there was more land available. That means that travel between distances was much faster, probably much safer too, because the seas in the world of One Piece are very, I mean, they're extremely dangerous, especially in the New World. And the calm belts where there's no wind at all, and Sea Kings. And like we saw with the Lucia Kingdom, Vegapunk is now theorizing that because of that event, we can now determine that what happened during the Void Century, the crazy rise in water level within that century time, was because of ancient weapon activity. So now it's more likely, not confirmed 100%, but it's more likely that the thing above Lucia Kingdom was Uranus, which is kind of strange because that implies that the world government have had access to Uranus ever since the Void Century ended. Keep in mind that in this chapter, once again, it's referred to that the ancient kingdom that Joy Boy and his faction ran and so on, the first pirate, they had a better technology and better power source than what they had today. And then maybe, let's say, other places like, for example, the moon, they may have had Mother Flame, but not Eternal Flame. So if this thing that destroyed the entire kingdom is Uranus, or let's say a Uranus, there could have been multiple back in the day, who knows, that means that at some point in time, likely the world government, the 20 kingdoms, they stole a Uranus or the Uranus from the ancient kingdom, because very likely it was the ancient kingdom and Joy Boy's faction that made Uranus. The lore does run deep. The one thing I still need to see is the red line. Nothing yet explains the red line. The red line is like my key. It is, what is up with the red line? The red line is just weird. How do you have a world that is completely flooded 200 meters across the entire planet when you have this gigantic structure that's splitting the planet in half?
Not yet.
We'll get there. Vegapunk does have all the questions. I need all the questions answered. Every single one of them. Will they be? Probably not. Probably not. Something, honestly, on Oda's part, could just be wrong and weird. Like, for example, we found out today that the warships, the battleships, are 60 meters tall. That's almost 200 feet tall. Hold on. Yo, wait a minute, Oda. Wasn't the Sunny Go 56 meters tall? Around 180 feet tall? So you're telling me that the Sunny Go is almost as tall as a battleship? The what? During my Twitch segment of this chapter live reaction and discussion, we were going over the numbers like, hold on now, how does it make any sense? And right now, based on what we see in Dressrosa with Fujitora's battleship, and then the Sunny Go compared to it in various ways, we're leaning towards the main ship, so not including the mast. So the Sunny Go from mast to keel would be 56 meters tall, but for a battleship, just the main ship, not including the mast, would be 56. Otherwise, Oda has to then rescale the Sunny. You know what? Whatever. A lot of times, Oda is a master, and then other times, he's goofing, all right? Remember, Goldie Roger should be like 4 feet taller than Rayleigh. I don't know how, but according to his metrics, that's what we get. It is what it is. But that being said, Vegapunk continues his insane messages across the entire world, and we're really getting to see a lot of these mixed messages. I mean, bro, Nojiko was gonna focus on her tangerines rather than listen to what Vegapunk was saying. The world's a big place. Viewpoints will differ drastically. And ideologies, like what he said before, were the cause of this battle, this war between two factions. Kind of reminds you of Blackbeard and Luffy. The cherry pie is disgusting or delicious. The alcohol is delicious or disgusting. Two different clashing ideologies. So you do see those kind of sprinkles here and there throughout the entire chapter. And I do appreciate that. But more than anything else, I think it's the idea is that the final war of the story has never really ended. The final war of the story has been ongoing throughout the entire story, unbeknownst to us. And now he's making that very apparent. The factions at B are still fighting to this day. This chapter, I would give it higher than the last chapter. So I'll say this chapter was 8 out of 10, which is a great in my book. So let me know your stance on this chapter One Piece. If you enjoy your boys' content, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that bell to join the notification squad. I'm gonna catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
See you. Bye bye.